Alright, it's next time. Yes, I'm still here, but just figured I still got time to hang around here, so I'm gonna fly my airplane. I kind of just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up on this airplane, because if you remember, last summer when I got it, I was flying the crap out of it. And of course I got several larger 3D planes, so this didn't get flown quite as much, but I do still love the way it flies. And I figured, almost a year later, I would just kind of go over what my experience has been so far and my thoughts about it. I don't think I've progressed much as a 3D pilot, but definitely still very much enjoy flying this thing. It is a little bit windy for it today, so not going to be my best flying, but still a good time. So if you can't tell by looking at it, it's been beat up a little bit, crashed once or twice. The first crash, I did a very aggressive flip and the horn pulled out of the elevator. And because of what maneuver I was doing, I basically went up like this, pushed down really hard, and then went like full throttle and pulled up to come out of it. But because that horn pulled out, instead of full throttle and pulling up, it just went full throttle straight to the ground. So that was not ideal. It demolished the cowling and the entire motor box. Luckily, I was able to find parts on AliExpress. It was like $50 for the cowl and the motor box, and some glue later, and it was back to flying. When I crashed nose first, it also cracked the wing tube, this thingy, and like the area around it. So you can see I had to make some repairs just here and there. But overall, it fared pretty well considering how hard it hit the ground. And I'm sure most of you probably already know this if you fly airplanes. I use CA to glue those in because that's what Manuel said. Don't, just use epoxy, 30-minute, whatever. It's gonna be a lot stronger. And I've had a couple of just plopping it on the ground, upside down or right side up or whatever, in the grass, on the concrete. So, and all the hanger rash. This is one thing I don't like, is whatever paint they use, it comes off very easily. Not the best, but who cares what it looks like as long as it flies. The power system that I used, if you recall, is the AM480. It's like 5-something 100 kV with a 13 by 6.5, I believe. 13 by 6. And a Neuron 60 amp ESC from FrSky. And then I just use the same batteries as my M4 Max and M4. It's a little heavy, but because that airplane is fairly light, it kind of balances out. So this, normally you'd use like a 2200 to 2600 4-cell, and this is a 2000 6-cell, so it works out pretty well. And like I said, I can fly 3 different aircraft on those same batteries. And because this ESC has telemetry, I'm able to use my bat selector widget. So I have it set the capacity, and then it generates the remaining percentage sensor you can see there by itself. And then I just have more pages of other stuff. The timer is set for 7 minutes, but I actually get a lot more than that, depending on how I'm flying. When I just flew it earlier, I got 10.5 minutes down to 3.7 volts per cell, about 1%. According to this, to telemetry. So very long flight time. The 6-cell is super efficient, everything stays cool, and it's pretty nice. Alright, so I just run these all the way back, and it's pretty good. I'm not like crazy picky about CG. I don't think I'm a good enough airplane pilot to really tell that much of a difference. So I just throw it all the way back and then tie it down. The plate that this battery sits on will crack and probably break off if you crash because of how heavy it is, or how heavy the battery is, and how relatively small and thin the battery spot is. Hold on, I gotta do this with 2 hands. Give me a second. So, I mean, that's with the battery all the way tightened down. It rocks around like that. Also, the surface that the receiver goes on is quite flexible. I'm afraid to do it too much because I don't want it to come off, but it is pretty flexible. So if you have like a heavier receiver or like a metal case gyro, you might get oscillations from how flexible this is down here. And I did tear that foam out one time just trying to get the receiver out, and I had only used just a little bit of double-sided tape, like just a little piece on each end, and it still pulled the foam out. So that is another thing to be aware of when you're working on or building this. So let us get this plugged in with one hand. Maybe.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Sensor lost.
There we go. Alright, let's go do some planking. I did end up setting up a idle up on this because the response on the throttle is nuts. It's crazy. Hopefully this isn't too small of a dot on your screen. I'll probably have to crop in a little bit. Of course, the wind kind of calmed down now, so it works out.
Minutes.
I mean, that's like maybe 60% throttle. I'll do a full throttle punch out here in a sec. Just watch this, it's ridiculous. Alright, so I'll start in a hover. And then, just ridiculous.
Landing?
Not in this orientation.
Oh, yeah, I guess not.
5 minutes. Minutes. 3 minutes.
I got a 3300 battery there, and I was staying up the other day on
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Seconds.
This plane does knife edge spins better than any of my other planes. Could just be because I'm better practiced with this one, but this thing, it spins so fast.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Almost did it. Haven't gotten the 4-point loop thing, whatever you, 4-point rolling loop, I don't know what you call that, but I'm trying to get those, but I haven't managed yet. I haven't actually flown this in quite a while other than today. So.
5%.
Knife edge is like a doll too. Alright, that was 5%.
Zero percent. 0%. 0%. 0%. 0%. 0%.
That was right at 10 minutes. Crazy. You know, I gotta say, I like the truck because truck bed, tailgate, I don't have to put the generator on the ground. Just set it there, let it run. I remember, you know, David, whenever he comes here, he does the same thing with his truck, and it's just easier. I mean, I've had it even pushed in there so that I can still sit on the tailgate, and very much convenience. I like it. Now I just need to get a trailer. Well, I got the generator shut off. I'm gonna go ahead and pack it up because it's starting to get pretty gusty and windy. It's not very fun to fly in. So I'm gonna call it a day on a good note. Everything's in one piece. And I'll see you next time. Good hanging out with you.